Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Max AC channel. For this episode, I thought that I would do another really simple recipe, teriyaki chicken. For this recipe, you really only need 4 ingredients. Chicken, obviously, soy sauce, sake or mirin. You can use either or both. I'll be using both in this video. And I almost forgot to show this, but you also need some sugar. I'm going to be using palm sugar, but you can use regular table sugar or honey. In addition to this, you will also need some cornstarch to help thicken the sauce. Also, for added flavor, I like adding some sesame oil and garlic to the tare sauce. And this is optional, but I also like adding some green onions for garnish. And for the secret ingredient, we have some MSG. This isn't really necessary since there's already MSG in the soy sauce, but I think it brings out a more savory flavor. And I almost forgot again, but you might need some salt and pepper and some oil to cook the chicken with. In terms of prep, there's just a couple of things we need to do. For the chicken breasts, we will dry them, and then we will chop them up into bite-sized pieces. This will allow us to cook the meat a bit faster and stir-fry it easier. You could also use chicken thighs if you prefer. I had chicken breasts in my fridge, so that's what I used, but the thighs would be a bit juicier. You could marinate the chicken at this point as well, but it's not necessary, and I wanted to keep this recipe as simple as possible. Once that's done, heat up some oil in your pan on medium-high heat, and while that's warming up, we'll be creating the tare. In a bowl, add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, then add 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar. Next, add about a tablespoon of mirin, and also add about a tablespoon of sake as well. Then you can add just a bit of sesame oil. You don't want to add too much since this oil is really intense in flavor. Now, add a couple tablespoons of cornstarch. You could substitute this with flour or potato starch if you have that instead. Next, add a bit of MSG. I might have gone a bit overboard, but that's alright. Now, stir everything together. I'm not really sure what was going on while I was recording this, but I almost forgot to add the garlic, so just chop that up and throw it in the bowl. Looking at the color of the mixture, I think I might have added a bit too much cornstarch, so I decided to add a little bit more soy sauce. I usually judge my tare by color, so as you can see here, it is now darker than before. Once that's done, set it aside and your pan should be good to go by now. Next, put your chicken in the pan and let it cook for 3 to 4 minutes on each side. The mirin I actually have isn't actually really mirin. The name aji mirin translates to taste like mirin, meaning it's mirin that's probably been cut with some additional sweeteners. But it works pretty well and it's a pretty good replacement if you can't find pure mirin. I usually flip it once the sides of the chicken turn white, as you can see here. After you've let it cook for the additional 3 minutes, you want to then check your chicken for when it's about 90% done. You can check this by cutting a piece in half, or you can use science to help check the temp.
The future is now, thanks to science!
It should be about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's ready, then first stir your tare in case it's settled a little bit, and then pour it into the pan. Once the sauce starts to thicken, Turn off the heat and stir the chicken and sauce together. Then you can add some salt and pepper if you want. Let it cook for a little bit longer, and then add some chopped green onions if you wish. And with that, your teriyaki chicken is ready to eat. This dish goes well with rice or leafy greens as shown. I normally like to have the rice to balance out the saltiness of the teriyaki flavor, but I was a little too lazy this time to make some. But I definitely recommend having some, so when you make it, make sure to make some rice. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. In the comments below, let me know how it went if you decided to make it, and let me know if there's anything you want me to make next. Like the video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to this channel for more episodes of the Max AC channel. And remember, if you want to stay cool in the kitchen, turn your AC to the max and watch the Max AC channel.